Western again. We go from here to Paddington via Reading on the Great Western Express. I'm your presenter Aaron, and join me for another British Rail adventure. Excuse Callum behind the camera and roll the intro. The Basingstoke to Reading line is the main link between the South Western Mainline and the Great Western Mainline, constructed by the Great Western Railway between 1846 and 1848. With services going along here every half an hour for a stopping service, calling at Basingstoke, Bramley, Mortimer, the new station at Reading Green Park, Reading West before terminating at Reading and coming back the other way. You will also find cross-country services running down here, up from Manchester down towards Bournemouth. This is also the main freight link for trains going from the Great Western Mainline to the South West Mainline. We're currently now at Bramley, but it does cut through the nice scenic countryside, and it's a nice gentle run. Now as we get towards Reading, it will start to get a bit more dense, and you'll see the Reading Bus Company's yard on the right hand side, but I'm going to leave you to it to enjoy the run. We're just at Mortimer now, and when we get to the other end, I'll tell you a little bit about the class we're currently riding on. See you in Reading. Originally being ordered for Network South East to run trains out of London Paddington, Marylebone and any other diesel terminus in the Network South East sector around London, the Class 165 and 166 turbo units have been plying their merry trade from 1992 onwards. These 2 and 3 car units were designed to replace older loco hauled stock and first and second generation diesel multiple units in services around the capital. They can now be seen today working Great Western services along with Chiltern rail services, with the Chiltern sets being some of the few to run out of London still, with a few diagrams from Great Western running into London Paddington from Great Malvern and Oxford, but the rest of them have been pushed outwards by newer stock with electrification taking place, along with the introduction of the new Hitachi bi-mode units. You can mainly see these in the west of England on the line through Westbury, Salisbury, Weymouth, Bristol, and on services as far as Cardiff, Penzance and down to the West Country. Now originally designed for commuter train services, these trains weren't really built for long runs, so they can get a little bit uncomfortable, but the sounds they make are a lot of fun to hear. And if you manage to get on one of the sets that still have their first Great Western interior, the declassified first class section is a much needed change from the commuter style seating. But that's all we've got time for on these units. Let's see what else we've got running on today's lines. Change at Reading. Here's our train to London Paddington. It is a Great Western IET, so get prepared for some back braking. The unit we have today is Class 800, number 800-8318. And It's a bi-mode unit. There'll be a bit more about the class in just a second, but we're going to hop on and ride the fast line all the way into London Paddington. We'll see you at the other end then. Part of the Hitachi AT300 family, the Class 800 and 802 diesel electric bi-mode units were introduced in 2017 by Great Western Railway to replace the ageing HST fleet on services out of London Paddington down towards Penzance, Swansea, and as well as intercity services all across their network. Being infamous for their iron-board seating, uncomfortable ride and very bright interior, these services were outcried by rail fans and travellers all across the network as being some of the worst intercity trains on the Great Western and British Railways network. Unfortunately, these trains are here to stay. There are some redeeming features with the look and sounds of the traction motors, but that's about it as far as I'm concerned. Now, for a long distance train, they aren't that bad if you're only on them for short distances, but as mentioned, the seating is not the most comfortable in the world, and hopefully improvements can be made in the future, as I've travelled on the LNER Class 801s, and they seem to be a lot more comfortable compared to their Great Western counterparts. But I think that's enough on this class. We will probably touch on them again if we ever do ride them again, but here you can see now we've entered the time lapse on the way to London Paddington. We are running a fast service. We're running non-stop from Reading into London Paddington. Some of the notable marks on the way, we do pass through Slough, and we also pass the Southall depot for West Coast Rail, the old Oak Common depot, which is now a Hitachi depot on the side we're filming, and on the other side there is the controversial HS2 construction. We'll also pass through the Heathrow Express line, which we will hopefully cover in a future episode. Obviously all permissions abiding and restraints providing. But luckily we weren't on this train for too long. It's only a 20-minute fast service from Reading to London Paddington, and the weather was quite nice today and the sights we did see were really nice. So a nice Stania Black 5 in the shed at Southall, and there was quite a few Class 66s we saw along the route, as well as the London Underground section we do pass as we come into Paddington. I shall leave you now to enjoy the rest of the run, and we will see you when we get to Paddington. And we have made it. We're here at London Paddington Station on platform 1. Our train is behind us on platform 2 as we did cross over the bridge. We have a lovely memorial here. Men and women that gave their lives in service over the Great Western Railway. There's always beautiful stuff like this here at Paddington, but it is a glorious station. If you do get a chance to change which London station you do come into, I do highly recommend you come into London Paddington. The journey just seems a lot nicer. There's a lot more heritage, I feel, at this station as well. But again, there'll be more links down in the description if you do want to read more about the station. As currently, when I get put on the spot, I can't really think of what to put in the video. But now we're going to head off down to the tube platforms, and there'll be a bit more in, but as for me, that's pretty much all there is. But one quick side note, while you're at Paddington, make sure you come and say hi to the bear himself. Well, that about does it for me. Do enjoy the clips that's about to come up, and we'll see you in the next British Rail adventure. See you later.